1000, and welcome back to some more Team Fortress Tuesday. So this week, I'm going to be playing as the soldier with the original, the gun boots, and the escape plan. Those who are wondering why I'm using the gun boots on Junction, trust me, it's fairly good on Junction, even though it is like a little crammed map. But anyways, topic this week. The topic I chose was underrated and overrated games. Now, basically, I want to discuss how I feel about all of these different kinds of games that are praised more than the amount of praise they deserve. And basically, I'm going to start off with a game that I know gets a lot of praise and gets a lot of hate at the same time. Call of Duty. This game, a lot of people complain because its innovation is very low, apparently. Things that I have heard about Call of Duty, what I've heard people say, and what people say are good about it. But what I've noticed about the game is that, according to some people, the game doesn't innovate enough for it to be worth your time buying each game. And then this just popped into my mind. Why do these games get so popular? And I think I finally got to what it is. Let me take an underrated game for a second. A game I like to call Wonderful 101. This is a very fun game, and anyone who has a Wii U, I recommend you try it out, at least the demo, because it is very fun. But what I don't understand about this is that, why does this game not get enough praise? Well, people don't want to try out something they don't know. Well, yeah, sure, some people don't want to spend their time playing the demos, or don't know that there's demos. Then there's the people who don't really think the game looks good to them. That's the same thing with Wonderful 101. When I saw that game, I wasn't very interested. It looked somewhat bland and boring. But when I played it, it's one of those games where you have to play it to understand its beauty. And then it popped into my mind. Well, wouldn't they make a sequel to a game that would be so good and possibly successful? It's not successful though. And that's what made me think of Call of Duty. And I'll just take a random guess at this. Call of Duty was probably not very popular when it first came out. Like, it probably just looked like most other FPSs. But I don't know which runs Call of Duty, but what the company that does that, they pushed on. What they did is that, even though the first game might have been a little bum, they took that game and they kept taking that game and pushing it by creating more sequels. And not only were the people who played the first game buy it, but a bigger audience who said, oh, this game must be good if it's coming out with a sequel. And that's the thing, such good games that have been use ideas only once. Like, Wonderful 101 is another example. Some Zelda games at the beginning, they were not very popular at first, but what really happened is that the companies who made the games kept repeatedly pushing the games to get popular, and that's what got them to these high popularity. And once you hit that high level of popularity, you don't have to innovate very much. People will buy your game because they know it's a good series, but you will always have those people that don't think it's good. Another game that comes to mind that's very fun in my opinion, but I understand it's very low innovation. It does have some innovation, but some innovation is pretty low for certain games, is Mario Kart. Mario Kart is at some point, but it's innovative, right? Bringing back certain characters and carts, things like that. But what I like about Mario Kart specifically is that it takes these games, easy things, but they add in new items, brand new maps, sometimes brand new mechanics. When it came to Mario Kart and Mario Kart 8, DS being on a portable system and introducing the retro cups, these kinds of things are so popular. And that's why Mario Kart has hit such high things, because each one of the games, even though it does follow the same basic formula, it's unique, that it's worth a slightly different experience. And that's the problem. Some games that are very, very terrible, or sometimes are only decent, get so much praise because it's in such a popular series. One game that comes to mind, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, Ocarina of Time. This game I feel is overrated. Some of the gameplay elements are, personally, I didn't match my taste. I had no nostalgia with the game, so that obviously didn't affect me. And the game's story I felt was not very good. Like, I've heard a lot of people say that it had one of the best endings in video game history, and I don't quite... Before Ocarina of Time, there was A Link to the Past, the original Legend of Zelda, and Link's Awakening. Games I found very, very good. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Ocarina of Time, but when you have such a good foundation of a base, like Ocarina, or like Link to the... or will be so excited for your next game, that they don't really care at some... Even though it might have not been in my eyes, it was still a game that I felt was worth hyping over, even though it probably wasn't even that good to most people. And that's where... So, a little bit gave it off. I got a really good cap towards the end of this, but enjoy, and we'll see. Told you gumboots were useful.